What's up? Today we're talking about what to do if your income drops. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're talking all about what to do if your income drops. Specifically, how do you put together a plan to get you out of this funk and get you to a point where you don't have to worry about this again in the future. So this is an extreme place of patience, frugality, and hard work, but you can get through this, and I know you can. Hard times don't last forever. They really don't, even though it can feel that way in the moment, but I just need you to remember that. So I'm gonna share with you 5 tips to help you get your stuff back on track and get you to a point where you don't have to worry about this again in the future. So let's go ahead and dive in. First and foremost, with any income drop or any income loss, the first thing you need to prioritize is your mental health. And I know that sounds like such a weird thing because this is a money video, but what I see is so often it's easy to tie your self-worth into your income. Now, I experienced this as a business owner too. When my income's really, really great, I feel confident, I feel good about myself. And sometimes when my income drops, I can feel like crap about myself. My confidence drops. I feel like an unproductive person in the world. I've seen it firsthand with myself, and I do a lot of mindset work. So I know it's a very normal and very common thing. So that's why it's so critical that you prioritize your mental health if you experience an income drop. What this looks like is working out, going to the gym consistently. Maybe you're running because you can't afford a gym membership anymore. So maybe you're like throwing on your shoes and going for a run around your neighborhood. Maybe it's eating correctly and watching what you eat so you're not just eating garbage and feeling like crap every day. It's drinking enough water. It's getting enough sleep. It's all of these things that impact your mental health that we sometimes forget about because it seems easy or it seems like something that's not going to fix your situation. But it's so critical that you really do prioritize your mental health and staying as healthy as you possibly can during this time, because you're gonna need that energy, especially with mentally. It drains you. It's exhausting to lose income. It's super stressful. And that stress really does take a toll on your health. So it's up to you to really maintain a positive, healthy habits. Next, I need you to create a bare bones budget. Anytime you have any income uncertainty or income loss, you really need to go back to this bare bones budget. Now, what this means is if you were to take an eraser and just like wipe out everything in your life after you list out all of your expenses, what are the things that are truly essential and what are the things that are just niceties, the things that are just like the little luxuries? For me, that would be eating out and coffee. Nice to have, not necessary, especially when you're facing an income uncertainty. Another thing to think through is with that bare bones budget, I want you to really determine with your current income situation, what are the things that you have to pay? Rank those out. Rent you have to pay, groceries you need, utilities you have to have. You have to have some form of transportation costs, gas in your car insurance, that kind of stuff. Super, super critical because you have to be able to get around to and from work or some side hustles, that kind of stuff. But what are the bare bones budget amounts? Go through and rank all of those. Okay, the next piece is you have to reduce your expenses. This is a really tough thing to do because it's a lifestyle creep. As our life progresses and as we earn more money, sometimes we start to spend more money and live within our new means. Even though that's not the smart thing to do, it's usually what happens for a lot of people. And so cutting down your life is really, really difficult because you actually have to take away some of the things that you think are normal for you now, especially when you're facing income uncertainty. It's really, really tough, but reducing your expenses means a few different things. Reducing your eating out. Maybe it's really monitoring your grocery budget and getting to a point where you're on a very strict meal plan. So you're not just going to the grocery store and buying any random groceries because you think it's essential and you need to buy food. You can be very, very strict with your groceries. And when you're losing income, you have to be. You have to be strict with this stuff. You can't continue spending how you normally did. It's not going to work out very well. So that's one of the biggest things you can do is just reduce that food cost. The next piece, this is a little drastic and people seem to really not like this solution sometimes, but I see so many people spending a ton of money on car payments when realistically you could sell that car and still finance a cheaper car and come out ahead financially. It's a little thing that goes a really, really long way. And when I look at people's budgets, one of the things as a coach that I look at is what gives you the biggest bang for your buck. What's gonna move the needle the most? And almost always it's getting rid of car payments or financing a cheaper car. And for some reason, we have a lot of identity crisis. We tie our identities to our cars and our vehicles. And if you can break through that, you can start to really make some good progress in a crisis and outside of a crisis for sure. So that's one of the biggest areas to cut that is gonna go the furthest for you. The other area to cut is looking through things like your cell phone bill, your cable bill. Nobody needs cable anymore. There's Netflix and Hulu, and those are usually cheaper than cable too. You can call your internet provider and ask them for a discounted rate. You can offer to switch to another company because they have a better deal, and you will usually get a better rate on your internet. So that's another super easy way to cut your expenses. At the end of the day, it's up to you to reduce your expenses. And when you are facing income drops, you have to go down to this. You have to start reducing expenses. It's not fun, but it's really important to do. The fourth thing that you need to do is prioritize side hustles that bring you immediate income. I'm a huge fan of side hustling. I think side hustling and starting a business is awesome, but what I know from some side hustles is they don't always pay out the same as like a business. A business takes years to build up to, and you may not see any income for quite some time. When you're in a time of crisis, you really need income immediately. So the side hustles that I would recommend if you need immediate income would be things like Uber, Lyft, Uber Eats, DoorDash, or even Amazon Flex. You're gonna get money immediately. You can cash out that same day, and that's what you need in a time of crisis, is you need that immediate cash flow. I love side hustles that bring in money later, but again, you need to prioritize side hustles that pay immediately, and those are some of the best ones that I found. If you have a little bit of cash to invest, furniture flipping is a great side hustle. You can make money pretty quickly, but it does require you to put some money into product and inventory first, and you don't necessarily know how long it's going to take to sell. So those are not the side hustles that I would recommend, at least for a time of crisis. Okay, and lastly, one of the best things you can do when you're experiencing income drops is to really take some time to reflect and see, where did you go wrong? What could you have done differently to make this a little bit easier process for you in the future? This is something that you need to be really careful of, because I want you, when you're going through this reflection process, to separate your thoughts and your feelings. So critical when it comes to self-reflection. Your thought might be, I didn't have enough money saved up for this, and now I'm struggling, and I let my lifestyle get out of control. I'm such a freaking loser. That could be what you're telling yourself. That is your thought. Your actual fact of the situation is you didn't have enough money saved, and your lifestyle creep caught up to you. That is the fact. The feeling, the drama is, therefore I'm a loser. I suck at life. I'm not good with money. That's the drama. I want you to take away the drama and just focus on the facts. What could you have done differently to be in a better situation in the moment of need? Super, super critical to do when you're facing any types of ups and downs in your life. Have some time for that reflection and start to put together a plan that makes it so that you don't have to worry about this again in the future. When your income drops again in the future, it's not a really stressful situation for you because you've already planned for it and you've prepared for the worst case scenario. That's one of the best things that you can do for yourself. And in my opinion, that's one of the greatest forms of self-care. All right, those are my tips to helping you survive and thrive in a time of uncertainty, and especially when your income drops. It's really, really tricky. It's really tough. It makes you feel like crap. It's hard, but you will get through this. And I promise you, if you follow these exact steps, you will be in a much better financial situation. I hope these help, and leave a comment below if you need some extra help or if you want to talk through your own scenario. I'm always here to serve you. I want to make sure that you're thriving in a time where it's a lot of stress. That is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to the channel to receive all of the videos into your notifications directly. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, if you want abnormal results, you have to do abnormal things. All right, we'll see you later. Bye.